Well, names are important. I hope you got to know the people in your group a little more. Your crew leaders, if you look on your paper again, we're going to go through the 3 things that are your major role at Vacation Bible School. That is number 3, teamwork. You're going to work together, but your crew, your crew leaders, your number 1 thing is to connect with your crews. Names, learn your kid's name. Don't just call them buddy or hey you or hey nice to see you, because just a heads up, a lot of the kids that are coming this year have a little bit difficult names. You might want to ask them if they have a nickname, because some are difficult. So, or really try to catch what they say and write it down phonetically somewhere so you can really understand. Because that's important. If you are misunderstood all the time and someone actually takes the time to get to know and say your name correctly, you just told that kid that you are important to me. So learn the kids' names. Positive leadership. So be as positive and upbeat and corrective that way as possible. Participate in all of the things that are happening. Your participation is important. If you participate, the kids will participate as well. That means all of the games, activities, the songs, I need you involved. If there's actions, whatever, you need to be there and do the things and be part of everything so that they will enjoy their experience as well. Number 3 is to support your station leaders. You need to listen carefully when you're at the stations to support them, get to your spots quickly, and to be quiet and make your kids listen up. That is your 3 of your major jobs at throughout your days. Station leaders, be prepared. You need to look at your stuff and make sure that you have all the supplies. I'm going to meet with each of you individually to make sure that you are supplied well, and that if you have any questions, come talk to me. But you need to also stick to the script. You are part of a puzzle. You don't have to have the whole story or the whole thing focus on yours, because you are also connected to the other games and the snack, and everybody reinforces the story and the point differently. So stick to the script, although say it however you want to say it. So crew leaders make it your own, but kind of stick to what's there. Oh, one other thing about that, as you're teaching station leaders, this year's a little bit important where there's a picture always about the sheep and the shepherd. And then we are not real sheep. Some kids, when they're young and still, preschoolers, kindergarten, grade 1, they're not even capable of thinking past, like they can't think abstractly yet. So if you say that God calls us sheep, they'll be like, what? So we, in teaching, don't say that we are sheep, that God's sheep. Say that we're part of his family when we become a Christian, because that is more relational and they understand that dynamic, and they're still people in a family. So they will understand that. So some of those words that we've been putting into your curriculum are important to continue to use. As well, there are, each of your station leaders, you can have, look at all of you, I love that. I know, isn't that great? So all of you can get a little clapper if you're a station leader. It's very easy, and I love this. Anyway, so to get their attention without saying, hey, stop, hey, blah, blah, blah. You can just do little, and everybody will look at you. Do good. Okay. And also, station leaders, use your crew leaders. They're your teammates. If there's a crew that's not listening and their crew leader is like sidetracked with something, ask the crew leader. Say, hey, Rylan, can you get your kids listen in first? We'll wait. Then wait. Rylan will she'll do her thing. Or whoever, so be communicative, because we don't have much time. There's just not a lot of extra time built in. So help your crew leaders to do the things that they know to do. Suggest some things to them. You're like, hey, maybe you want to go sit between those 2 kids right now. Like if you see the behavioral things that maybe they don't see. And you can also use the fidget things in their bag. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But then wait till it's quiet. So station leaders, don't try yelling over your kids. They'll just tune you out, and you've said something important that they didn't receive. So take those minutes to be quiet, tell your crew leaders to get your kids' attention, and then keep going. So participation as a team is important. Okay, so number 4 says, help, I'm working with kids. Does anybody feel that way? Turn to page number 10. Let's go through some of the things that we're talking about working with children. You might want to dog-ear this page if this is you saying, wow, I just don't know exactly all of these things that I need to know. All right, number 1, we're just going to fly through some of these things. If your crew won't stay together, so you're going different places, but they won't go from place to place, this is a very good tool. This guy up here is an animal search toy. This is our cow. This is Shirley, and she will be one of 3 animals we hide along your path. The kids need to try to find these little guys without telling the other crews, so they'll secretly tell you, and you need to come find me. You're going to change that this year. As a crew, you're going to get a passport. So you're going to keep that in your bag. When you find me, I'm going to stamp it each day for each of the little guys that you find. So you'll have up to 3 a day. And before we've done it kind of, anyway. So we're going to streamline that a bit. So you're going to have 1 passport between your whole crew. Come to me and I'll stamp it. So then each day they'll be put in different places. But there's such a good tool to say, hey, let's keep going. I don't think we found Shirley yet. Let's go find her. And then they keep going and they're quiet and they keep looking. It's a super good toy to get them to move. You can also have creative ways to get them to travel to different places. So you could assign somebody to be as their crew job to be their Irish tour guide. In there it says cruising captain, but that was from a couple years ago and we didn't change the name. So you could call them your Irish tour guide as we're going across Ireland. That just tells you how we're going to get from place to place. Are we going to be Shirley the cow and walk? I don't know, how do you walk like a cow? Anyway, you can move everywhere, I don't know. Or you could be ravens, or you could be, I don't know, become creative how you get from place to place. Gets kids moving. But be careful of your language. Use fun language and get them to come along. You find your Irish accent. It's a little harder than you think. You might want to practice in the mirror. But don't resort to shame. Shaming kids you're going to make us all late is not what the kids need to hear. Not to blame them for the whole experience of all of their kids. Maybe that child has had a terrible morning. Maybe they come from a family that they feel like they're just a failing at everything because they can never make mom and dad happy. So if they feel that you're not, you're blaming them for the failure of their crew. That is not the message we want them to hear. Find other language. Don't resort to shaming. All right, if you have a clique in your crew, encourage your friendships amongst all your crews by pairing your kids up strategically for the games and things. So break apart those cliques a little bit and ask them to find some new friends and say, oh, we'll get back to your friends in a minute. How about you two to be partners this time? Maybe sit between your clique people to break them up a little bit to get them to sit and talk to others. And offer reminders to be kind. Number 3, if older kids are unhappy being mixed with the younger kids, sometimes this happens, give them a helping role, give them something to do, and then remind the other kids, isn't Jacob being a great helper today? Oh, we're so glad that Jacob's in our group, aren't we? Reinforce the positive things of the older. Get the older ones to help the younger in the craft and the games and that going from different places. It will change the attitude of those older kids that are almost ready to get out of this program and to be on the other side of the staff. So, number 4, if your crew members won't participate, call them by name. Use their name again and look them in the eye. Tell them how much you appreciate them being here. Say, let's do this together. What should we do? And then offer them some suggestions of the game or the different thing. Participate and get them down on their level. As soon as you catch eyes with people and you smile at them, things change. They become your buddies. You have a connection. And they might do what you're asking them to do. Be engaged first. If you're engaged, they will be engaged as well. Give your kids some special jobs to do and call them by name. Hey, you are really good at this. Do you want to go get the markers from over there or distribute them or find different things that you can compliment your kids on and give them tasks to do. It really does help. Anticipate their worries too. If you're having this one kid that's a little bit shy about everything, you see the big eyes and stuff, and you're call out what you see in them. Say VBS is a really loud place, hey? Lots of new people. It can be a little scary, but I'll be your friend today. And all of a sudden, they have a little bit more calm, a little bit more ready to participate. So walk with them in all those things. Number 5, if your people in your crew won't get along, that will never happen, right? You're going to have angels in your crew. No. Quietly take those kids aside and talk to them. They need to be friendly with each other. They don't have to be each other's best friends, but they need to learn how to get along. A good rule of thumb is to praise publicly and correct privately. So if you want to correct those kids, don't do it in front of all of the rest of your kids. Take those kids aside a little bit and say, hey, I see you guys aren't doing too well. And then talk to them privately about how they can resolve that. All right, number 6, if you have an overly active child, woo, some of you will probably have more than one in every crew. Anyway, pair this child up with yourself. Make yourself their partner and their buddy. Give them some focused things to do. There's also a fidget spinner in your bag. So I'm going to talk about your crew bags. Crew leaders, you have these bags, and it has your number on it. Okay, your number that's on your crew page is important because now it's your number for your bag. It's going to be your number in your crew, in your pew where you're going to start and stop every day. So in here, you need to know there are Band-Aids. Important sometimes. There's Kleenex. There's hand sanitizer that you will be asked to use every day at snack time. Please use it. There's a marker to write your kid's name on all of the crafts that they do or the snack that they are leaving. There's also fidget spinner things, not spinners, but fidgety things that if your kid, they're not real flashy colors because I don't want them to come out and all the kids go, oh, I need one too, and then they like kick somebody or like, can I have one of those things? And I'm like, no, they're like, maybe they'll put some pipe cleaner or something in your bag too. They're just not really flashy and important, but there's a little bit of something that they can just do something with their fingers while they hopefully can pay attention again too, okay? So now you all know, every year someone comes back to me and says, I didn't know that was in my crew bag. Oh, yes you did. Okay, so now you know. Good talk. All right. All right. If those suggestions don't work and your kids are overly active and you can't quite get them into control, come talk to me. But we also have an assistant, a crew leader that's going to rotate through with one of the stations or one of your crew traveling groups. We'll assign them to one group at the beginning, but that doesn't mean they stay in that crew. If your crew is like, well, I need an assistant, go tap your crew assistant that's in charge of, like, that's assigned to all of your traveling groups to come help you, okay? So if you need somebody, get them to move over. And assistants, you understand that too? You're not in that spot. You're to help everybody in your room. Okay, number 7, if your crew is out of control and unruly, oh dear, it's getting worse and worse. Use your mom voice, or your teacher voice, or whoever in your mind that comes to mind. This is important to use, but you need to be able to maintain a calm voice at the same time. Yelling is not nearly as effective as if I say, Enoch, and I'm serious, eye contact, and he's like, what? What did I do? So use that. We don't want to yell. Some of these kids get yelled at all the time. That's not us. We want to get them serious. We want to lean in and talk to them momentarily, saying, this behavior is inappropriate. We don't do that here. We're trying to love Jesus, and that's not how we do it. And so then you're like, okay, called you out. And like, you're old enough to use better words. You are old enough to respect other people. You can do this. And encourage them, saying that they can do this. You can do better. And then, in the next breath, smile and address your crew and that person. Don't look back at that person going, and the rest of my crew, I'm watching you. No. Second chances are second chances. And so you're like, yay, you're always a good guy. I know I'm picking on you, but you're like, right away, you're like smiling and you're engaged and you totally give them a second chance to step up to that behavior again. When you see it change, acknowledge it. Say, I love the choice you made just then. You were respectful and I appreciate that. Someone notices when I try. Love it. Do that. All right. And even that second point, say something positive like, oh, if we're going to behave like this, we're going to miss out. You're going to miss out on what's next. Not shaming them again, right? Saying that the others don't behave this way. Why are you behaving this way? Nah. Don't want to shame them. We want them to realize they are can change their behavior themselves and will have a different outcome for their consequences, and they're powerful over their behavior. They can do it. All right. Give them a choice if possible, and hold your crew back. If they're really not listening and they're all over the place, tell them, okay, stay here. We're going to be the last to leave this station right now. And maybe station leaders help them too. If they forget that this is in their tool belt, say, hey, Shay, maybe you want to keep your crew at the last today. Going, right, good idea. We're going to stay right now. Sometimes it takes a village to remember all of the good tools that we have, right? Some of them might be more firmly in your pocket to help each other to put some more in each other's pockets of those tools of behavior. Okay, other ideas. Remind them that they are in charge of their bodies, to be respectful. And sometimes they need a timeout themselves to say, hey, I see that this is just a lot today. How about you have a moment right there and you just sit quietly, and when you're ready, you can join our group. Give them the option of just some downtime. All right. And if there's a problem by the end of the week, or maybe you're 2 days in, you're like, whoa, this is not gelling. I'm having these huge issues. Come talk to me, and we can rearrange some of the personalities to change crews, okay? Don't wait till day 4 to saying, I had a really terrible week, and my crew was just awful. It's like, because we can do some things if the dynamics of 2 of your kids is just always, we want this to be a good experience for everybody, yourself included. So come talk to me if there's some things that you can just see are not going to get better. All right. Back to our page 2. Okay. I want you to decide if there's things that you can change or you can decide to do. I want you to do it. So we have 3 pillars, Josiah. There's 3 things that if you're like, I want to say yes as much as possible, but 3 things that you should think about. Is it biblical? Is there a problem with it morally? Are they lying? Are they cheating? Are they hurting somebody? Right then, you don't have to ask anybody's permission. You step in and you do something. You need to act and say no. Say yes as much as possible, unless it hampers their connection with other kids, with their learning. If there's something that's happening, they're like, whoa, it's not morally wrong, but wow, like you're totally not even listening, or you're distracting other people, or you're like others aren't learning and connecting. So then you got to step in and do something. As well as if the third one, is it fun for everybody? Sometimes it's fun for the kids to stand on the pews and to sing that way, but the kids behind them can't see. There's no moral problem with it. Doesn't connect connection problems with their learning, but the kid in the back is kind of having a hard time, so it's not fun for them. So let's remember those 3 things and say yes as much as you can. Number 6, wholehearted involvement. Be all in. That might mean that your technology needs to be put away. So we have phone jail. I can look after your phone for the week, and I'm serious about that. If that's a distraction for you, I want it, because we only have 3 hours in these mornings to teach these kids about Jesus. And if you're on your phone and distracted, that clerk that's at the store that's like, that's talking to somebody else, oh, it's $4, thanks. Here you go. And it's like, hello, I just was a patron in your store and you don't care, whatever. So don't be that person. Be all in and be not distracted by your phone or other things, okay? So if that's something, give that to me. And if possible, put your cares of this world aside while you focus on these kids. Sometimes that's the hardest thing. Some of you guys are walking through some hard things at the moment, and maybe you come and you're like, I'm burdened by something. In a few minutes, we're going to pray for each other. Maybe that's one of your things that you want to share with your group about the things that you're concerned about for VBS. All right. Circle up. This is important. For those of you who are new, we talk about knee-to-knee circles. So I'm going to get who knows what a knee-to-knee circle is. 1, Shay and Liliana and Jacob and Travis. Come here, make a knee-to-knee circle. Faster! Gentlemen! Travis, now you have to run. Well, there he is gonna. No, I'm gonna just talk to them. So now, what are their knees doing? They're touching. No, they're all friends. This is super important. And station leaders, please insist on this, because Look how you're engaging. It doesn't matter if there's people around you, and there'll be another group here, and there'll be other people distracted. You'll have 4 groups that are traveling together. If you're in the castle ruins and you're talking about serious things, you need to be able to like look across the table and like or group and see each other, to hear each other, and to feel you're equally important. Thank you, everybody. Wholehearted involvement. Yay! 2 claps. Yay, Timothy thinks that's great. All right. Super. Okay, so the circle need and need, so that is important. Remember to do that. Okay, so page 8, you have a prayer. We need to make sure that we are praying for this program. So on page 8, you have a few prayer prompts that are pretty standard. Now on the front of your, inside your book, you had some things that were clipped to the front. So one of those things is a half page that says, that's a prayer partners. I want you to fill that out even tonight before you leave. There's things on the bottom that you're thinking, these are things I need to pray for, this is my role, this is what I'm not sure about. You need to find 3 people that are going to be your prayer people. One can be in this room, can be your partners here, but I want to find 2 other people that aren't here that will pray for you and your role. Could be your parents, grandparents, could be somebody else that you know. Pray and get it strategic. Don't just give it to someone that doesn't ever pray. Give it to someone that will actually pray, because we need God to fill this place and His Holy Spirit to be in and through us as we do this ministry. So by the end of this week, I would love for you to get those out to your prayer partners. Good, good. Number 6 as well that was clipped onto the front of your page was a tract. Oh, I don't even have mine. Can I have yours, Enoch, for a second? No, your green guy? Yep. So this is your gospel track. Okay, so on page 12, there is a whole page about how to explain the gospel. I'm not going to go into it now, but I need you guys to read that page. It talks about the language that you use. Don't tell people that you're going to invite people, Jesus into your heart. Remember the abstract thing? Who wants like someone living in my real heart? Like, they won't get that. So invite them into a family of God is way more effective. But this has 4 sets of words. Easy to kind of keep your mind going if you're not, don't even have this in your head. There's 4 things. God loved, we sinned. God paid, we pray. The 4 kind of things that you want to talk them through to get to salvation. God loved us so much that He sent His Son to die on the cross. God loved, but we sinned. Talk about that and being separated from God. Talk about God paid the price, made the bridge, talking about a bridge, crossing, and then we pray. Not necessarily we need to respond, we need to believe. So this is a pretty important little track. Make sure that you know how to explain it. When I was at junior high school, I went to mission trips, and I was so praying that God would never ask anybody to accept Him, because I wouldn't have a clue. No, I wasn't praying that way, but I wouldn't have a clue how to say it. I was like part involved, but I was like, okay, I had my exit strategy. I'm going to be over there. I'm going to be over here. I'm not going to interact with people, because I knew it, but I wasn't able to put it into words. You guys need to put it into words. That's why we're here. If someone wants to know how they can have Jesus as their Savior, how they can be your shepherd, how all these things we're talking about, be part of God's family, what are you going to say? Learn what you need to say. Take some minutes in the next 3 weeks to learn how to tell someone about Jesus. Okay, that's your homework. Good, good. All right. We are going to do another activity that is part of our the castle ruins. So I have 4 on these tables. Have a path, right path, wrong path. Oh, at the right place. You need to go from the beginning to the end. For us, we're going to stop at 4 places, 4 checkpoints. Can you go to the next one, Josiah? There's 4 things I want you to talk about in your crew as you do this. When you get to number 1, hold your marker there, and you're going to all answer this question. One thing that we do to connect with the kids. What's one thing that you're going to do to connect with the kids? The next one thing that you can do to connect from kids to the other kids. You're like, oh, I'm going to make sure I do what? Some things we talked about? What? One thing that we can do to connect kids to God. What are you excited about that you're going to be able to connect the kids to God? And then one thing that you are excited about or concerned about in your role at Vacation Bible School. So that's where you're going to say, I don't know if I don't know how to explain the gospel. Because in a minute, after this is over, I want you, those people in your group are going to pray for each other. So share some of your concerns, one of the things that you're talking about, you're going to pray for. So, but this is the game part. This is your spider marker. I don't know what you call it. Everybody gets a string. And together, whoa, I need more than 2 people. You're going to, come Miss Shay. You're going to get your thing all the way through the right path. Hold, and this is really important because I need to know if this works. Because is it good here? Was it like too wobbly at the top? Should we have taken this off? Like, what is I need you also to evaluate it because this is one of the things that the kids need to do, and they're a little bit littler than you, so I need to know if this is something. Are these things too long? Should they be longer? Should they hold it like this? I don't know. So tell me how it works at the end, okay? So you're going to go together, start at the start. Number 1, say one thing each. Number 2, gotcha. Okay, good. So if you are, let's see, 1, whoever was on the stage, you're here. That one, whoever was over there, you're there. Oh yeah, and then you can see the pattern. Okay, so we're 1,